Okay, good evening everyone. In this video, I shall be discussing to you the assumptions of arts in module number 2. Okay, so let me discuss to you before we are going to have some activities which are actually helpful in uh, the realization of our modules. Okay, hopefully everyone can watch this video so that you can follow. Especially, I know that all of you are already stressed in coming up with your modules. Okay, uh, especially that teachers are lessons. I mean, in discussing your activities or your modules itself. That is why we are making some ways in order for you to better understand what are the module contents. Okay? Especially these are needed in the realization of your course. So of course, we thank Mr. Dan and James Miyat who made this module. Kaya po, kung nakikita nyo dyan, pangalan niya po yan. Okay? He is the one who made our module. Okay? But actually, I already drafted this module. Okay? He just synthesized and finish it because in my module, okay, I have just I think drafted 8 modules. Okay, so let's move on in module number 2, assumptions of the arts. Okay, this is the overview. Okay, we can say that art is the lifeblood of humanities because it conveys one's feelings and expressions. Okay, we shall be undergoing into better understanding what is the definition of arts. Okay, with the of course with the intended learning outcomes. Okay, you can see here there are four. Okay, we have number one is to clarify misconceptions about arts. Okay, and then differentiate art from nature. We shall be differentiating later on, and then categorize works of art by citing personal experiences. Hopefully, we can cite some personal experiences with regard to art. Okay, and then the last one is, of course, sorry, uh, we have the characterized assumptions of the arts. Then, to look into the definitions of these things, okay, in the assumptions of the arts, we have actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there are 10 that I would like to discuss to you this time. Okay, and hopefully we can all follow it and we can better understand what is the assumptions of the arts. Okay, we have number one is art is universal. Do you believe that art is universal? Okay, in the definition of this one, item number one, it says here that every country of the world, art exists because it is important to people's lives. Okay, so it is important. Why? Because we are engaging ourselves into arts. Okay, lahat po ng nakikita natin, lahat po ng ginagawa ng mga tao, those are considered our arts. Okay, so parang formation of the arts. Okay, so like for example, I made a thing. Okay, gumawa po ako ng isang upuan. That is already an art. Okay, so why I consider it art? Kasi nga, sabi natin, art is a work. Okay, it is a man-made. Okay, gawa po ng tao yan. Then, we also have, it is the oldest and most important means of expression developed by man in any culture. Okay, so why it involves culture? We have to understand that art is already integrated in our cultures. Okay, without art, maybe our culture may be boring. Okay, why? Because it plays a very important role. Okay, especially in our cultures and of course in our traditions in some time. Okay, so another explanation is that it says there that in fact man learned to draw first. Okay, ay, wait lang. Man learned to draw before he could even start to talk, as evidenced by some early paintings in Kerry in caves, okay, and trunks of trees shows life, has lived because it is like and enjoyed. Okay, the elements and forms of art are applied in all arts anywhere. Okay, if you can notice, no, when you grow up, when you have grasped some important intellectual abilities like your understanding, of course, your wisdom, and of course your knowledge that you have earned from your surroundings. Before pa man daw po na tayo ay nakapagsalita, we were able already to execute the manner of drawing or painting. So parang ang bata daw, mas nauuna niyang natututunan ang mag-drawing, okay, kesa sa magsalita. Where in fact it is rural, totoo po 'yun. Okay, if you let a baby or a 2 or 3 years old okay baby, when you let them draw, okay, alam na po nila, parang they can write something, okay, kahit wala po siyang meaning, but still it is already considered as part of art, okay, because it says there that arts are everywhere, okay, so kahit saan ka, itong background ko ngayon, my background is a curtain, this is an art, okay, it is arts, okay, arts are being integrated in my background, and even in all the things, okay, that we are seeing, okay, na man-made po, man-made uh, arts po 'yon, okay, and then we shall be of course letting to know what is a nature, okay, can we consider a nature as an art? So tignan po natin mamaya yan. And then we have number 2, okay, you can see here art is cultural, okay, we have the art contributes to the understanding of the past and present cultures, okay, so we are already mentioning about cultures, right, a while back in discussing of course the art is universal, okay, so we said that art is already integrated in our cultures, okay, through art people learn about their cultures, okay, values, and strengthen their culture's identity. uh, we already treasures, okay, we treasure rather arts, okay, katulad po ng estatwa ni Dr. Jose Rizal, okay, we treasure them, and even if you go to uh, what do you call this, museum, okay, you can see a lot of arts, okay, na nakapreserve po sila because art is a culture, okay, it helps the culture, or it helps the person's identity on the culture by representing the art, okay, so tignan natin, no, lahat po ng ginagawa daw po ng mga tao, okay, it is part already of the culture, okay, that is why culture is an art, okay. The third one is let us see, ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina na kapag nakita mo ang bundok, can you consider it as an art? Okay, can you consider the nature as an art? So tignan po natin dito, sasagutin po natin. It says there in item number 3 that art is not nature. Why? Okay, balikan po natin kanina. We said that art is a man-made. Okay, it is a work. Okay, ginawa po ito ng tao. Okay, so ibig sabihin, you cannot consider the nature as an art. So hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na yung ano to, yung mga puno is already an art, okay, or yung bundok, mga ganun, di ba? However, okay, you can see an art in there, pero hindi po siya actually art, okay, it is not a man-made, okay. Let us try to look into art is not nature because art is not nature because it is man-made, okay. Art is man's interpretation he perceives as art, okay, and the nature such as mountains, volcano, lakes, rivers, okay, are made by God and not by man, okay. Thus art and not nature is made by man all the times, okay, by all times, okay. So we can see in our in the definition itself, okay, so the mountains, the stones, okay, the trees are made by God, okay. So But yung sabi ko kanina, there is still an art. Okay? Hindi ko naman sinasabi na hindi yun art. Okay? Pero sinasabi ko silang definition natin, it's not an art because it is not a man-made. Okay? It is God's made. Okay? So parang ginawa ito ng Panginoon. However, to synthesize this definition, I would like just to reiterate that there is already an art, okay, in the mountains or even in the stones because of their length, okay, because of their views, okay, diba? Sabi nga natin kanina, in item number 1, we said that art is everywhere. So, kahit kapag tinitignan mo ang surroundings mo, there is already an art. Okay? Next, we also have item number 3. Art is an expression of the mind. How do you say so that art is an expression of the mind? Whatever we think, okay, whatever in our minds, okay, when we put them into a realization, when we do them rather, it is already an art. Halimbawa, naiisip po ngayon na gumawa ng isang table, okay, that's in your mind, okay, it's your in your imagination, okay, and then if you're going to put it into an actual one, into practical, then it becomes art. Okay? Another thing, an art expresses the feelings and of course the emotion of uh, an individual. Okay, halimbawa, I draw, uh, nag-draw ako ngayon ng nag-paint ako ngayon ng isang bamboo. Okay, nag-draw ako ng isang bamboo, and then from that drawing or from that painting rather, okay, there is already an expression, okay, of the mind, okay. So ina-express niya ngayon yung mind ko, and at the same time my feelings and of course my emotion, okay. How am I comparing myself to that paintings, 'di ba? Ganun tayo. We usually compare ourselves into one object or into a thing, okay? That's sometimes considered, at least a realistic one, that is already considered as an art. Okay, 'di ba? So, kung ano daw ang lumalabas dito ay kung ano daw ang naiisip natin and we put them into reality, it becomes an art. Okay? So, object ang pinag-uusapan dito. Next, we also have art is a form of creativity. This is true. Okay? We become creative when we do arts, 'di ba? Nagiging creative tayo kapag nagdo-drawing tayo or pinag-uusapan natin ng arts. Okay, I don't know if you have already experienced this in your paintings, 'di ba? Nung when I was in the basic education, I always like or I love rather to draw. So parang kapag nagdo-drawing kasi ako, I used to become creative enough. Okay? So linalagyan ko ngayon ng mga ng mga iba't ibang mga kulay. Of course, I think of a very unique one, okay, where my art becomes unique. So parang creative rather. So nagiging creative tayo when we engage ourselves into arts. Okay, so kaya nga art is a form of creativity. Okay, so we become creative. Art is a product of the imagination that entertains, pleases, and inspire people. Okay, the various artworks of artists reflect the artist's power of creativity. So, you know, lahat ngayon ng ginagawa po natin, okay, it includes art. So, sabi niya, halimbawa, you are imagining a perfect resort, okay, so or a perfect a beach, 'di ba? So, when we put them into paper, so parang drawing natin, we become creative, okay, by our imagination. Okay? So color expresses the artist's personal feelings and moods. Okay? So if we put colors on our in our arts, okay, there is already a feelings. Okay, we put our feelings there. Bakit red ang ginamit ko dito? Bakit black ang ginamit ko dito? Bakit white? What these colors imply in my arts, 'di ba? Parang ganun. Okay, we usually look into those things. Okay, and then we also have art involves experience. Okay, why it is considered as art? Why art involves experience? Okay, Let us try to read into this definition. Okay, when a work is finished in a satisfactorily manner, okay, an experience occurs. So parang kapag natapos mo daw ang isang output, okay, you have already an output. Let's cite a better example. Halimbawa, nagdrawing ka ngayon ng isang ng mountain or ng trees, okay? So, after doing it, sabi niya, an experience occurs. So, parang through arts, you experience these things. Okay, so halimbawa kasi if you are doing an art, nagdo-drawing ka kasi, parang you are imagining already that you are in that place, 'di ba? Parang nag-imagine ka ngayon na nandun ka sa isang ilog or nandun ka sa isang bundok, 'di ba? You are imagining that you are uh, in that particular arts that you are doing. Okay? Next, we also have art as an expression and communication. Okay? Sabi ko kanina, art expresses, okay, or communicates, 'di ba? So parang ano pong ibig yung sabihin? Ang art daw ay nakapagbibigay ng komunikasyon, it communicates. So parang kapag gumawa ka ng isang estatwa, ano ang pinapahiwatig nito? Let's say an example, okay? The statue of Dr. Jose Rizal, okay, or Andres Bonifacio, okay? Kapag pumunta ka dun sa Luneta Park or somewhere in Manila where you can see the statue, statwa po ni Jose Rizal or ni Andres Bonifacio, ano pong pinapahiwatig niya? 'Di ba? Sabi natin, arts communicates. Okay? What does this statue or what does this sculpture or an object communicates? Anong pinapahiwatig niya sa atin? So everything, okay, everything that we can see, everything that are created by man, okay, there is something that wanted to say. So parang may pinapahiwatig siya. It's just up to us on how we are going to interpret, 'di ba? Tinitignan natin paano natin interpret kung ang isang art na 'yan, 'di ba? Art has grown out of the man's need to express himself. So parang ang tao daw, okay, lumaki siya out of man's needs to express himself. So parang isa na kasi ito kung hindi man natin ma-express ang feelings natin by words, okay, by oral, we can also express them by non-verbal communication. We consider art as a non-verbal communication. Okay? Next, we also have art as creation. Okay? It says there that creation refers to the act of combining or reordering already existing materials so that, okay, new objects is formed. So actually there is already an art. So meron na lahat na po ng nakikita natin. If we wanted to become creative enough, at kung gusto pa natin magkaroon ng art, kung gusto po natin mag-create ng sarili nating art rather, we can formulate or reorganize. Okay, when I say okay, that is again, pwede po natin i-reorganize ulit, pwede po natin pagandahin or lagyan natin ng color pa, di ba? Okay, that's how we make art. Okay, and then art and experience. Let's try to look into this. Okay, there are three kinds of experience are involved in the artistic activity. Okay, number one, it starts as an experience which the artist wants to communicate. So, sabi ko po kanina, an artist tayo na taga-drawing, we consider ourselves as artists kung tayo po ay gumagawa ng arts, 'di ba? From that point, okay, from artist it communicates, okay, from our output rather, it communicates something. And then the act of expressing this experience, okay, that of creating the art object or form, okay, and then when the work is done, there is the artist's gratifying experience of having accomplished something significant. Okay, so we were able to signify our feelings when we are done already in coming up into this object. Okay, and then the last one is art and beauty. Okay, so we also have another term for this one, art and beauty. We say it aesthetic. Okay, art is aesthetic ba? Bakit sinasabi natin na ang art daw ay aesthetic or beauty? So it says there from this definition, a thing of beauty is one which gives us pleasure when we perceive it. The delight that we express is called aesthetic pleasure. Okay, so when we see an art, 'di ba? Parang halimbawa ito, pakita mo nga. Okay. This one is an example of an art. Okay, so ito, gawa ng tao yan is an art. Okay, there is a beauty from that art. Okay, if we appreciate this object, okay, then we say that art is aesthetic. Okay, it is aesthetic pleasure. Okay, so that's the concept of our module number 2, the assumptions of the art. So we have here the assessment or the enrichment activities. Okay, so you are going to select at least 5 artworks which you consider important to you, and then explain them. Okay, so we have there in the first column we have the artworks, and of course in the second column we have the explanation. Okay, so you are going to just explain the importance of this art from you. So parang anong connection? Okay, what is the connection of this art from yourself? Explain. Diba? Parang if you cannot select at least 5, then select at least 2. Okay? Select at least 2 artworks. Okay? And then for number 2, you just skip this one. Paki-skip na lang po 'yan, and then number 3, okay? Let's do this. Okay? Identify a work of art in your community that is still much admired and treasured today. Is the message conveyed by the artist universal? Explain your answer. This is 10 points. Okay? So you are going to put, just like to what you did in item number 1, kung ano pong ginawa ninyo doon, okay, sa number 1, ganun din po ang gagawin ninyo dito. Okay, kanya lamang, ano po yung message niya. So right, for example, okay, in this one, halimbawa, linagay mo diyan yung statwa ngayon ni Dr. Jose Rizal. Okay. And then dito, anong message niya? What is the message? And then you put the photo. Okay. On the third column. Okay. And then that's 10 points. I repeat, you just skip item number 2. But you're going to do item number 1 and 3. Okay. And then in the self-assessment questions number 2, this is very easy. You're just going to write whether it is true or false. Okay, but in this video we are now going to answer it because I know you are already done answering it. If you have with you your modules, okay, you just check your own module. Okay, be honest. I cannot see you, therefore you have to be honest by yourselves. Okay, for item number 1, in any society, art has served as a has served a particular purpose. Okay, that is true. I repeat, number 1 is true. Number 2, art can serve as a vehicle for propaganda. Yes, it can be a vehicle to for propaganda. Yes, ginagamit po yan for commercials, gaganon. That is true. Tama po yun. And then, item number 3, sabi niya, the functions of arts, okay, varies from person to person. Yes, this is true. Okay, it varies from one person to another person. And then item number 4, art does not communicate anything. This is false. Sabi natin kanina in our discussion, art communicates, 'di ba? So kapag gumawa tayo ng art, nag-drawing tayo or gumawa tayo ng isang object, meron siyang pinapahiwatig. So therefore, the answer here is false. Okay? Art does not communicate anything. False po 'yun. Okay? And then number 5, a book illustrator is an artist. Tama po? kung sino po ang author ng book na ito, he is considered as the artist. Or kung sino po yung illustrator rather ng book na ito, siya po yung artist. Tama. Item number 6, when where there is life, there is art. Yes, that is true. And then, art has nothing to do with the religion and morality. False po ito. Meron po siyang nagagawa. And then, artists. Okay. Ito. Item number 8. Art can be used to control the thinking or behavior of the people in the society. Okay. I repeat. Okay. Art can be used to control the thinking or behavior of the people in the society. No. Okay, this is false. Okay, because not everyone has the same thinking or impression. Sabi nga ng isang philosopher natin, one of the famous philosophers says, there is no self because we have different impression to one object. Okay, sabi po yan ni David Hume. Okay. Next, artists reveal themselves through their art. Pwede po. It is true. Item number 10, the arts serve us for pleasure only. Not only kasi ang art po ay it facilitates us from our momentous events, mga ganun. Hindi lang po siya only, kaya mali po yan. False po yan. And then, number 11, art is nonverbal form of communication. True. Okay. Why this form of nonverbal communication? Because it does not use any language. Okay. So, it's just a mere object or a drawing, paintings, okay, na wala po siyang language, but it expresses something. Okay, so tama po yan. Art is a nonverbal form of communication. True. Artists give tangible form to the unknown. True. And then, art has been created by all people, all the time, in all countries. Tama po yun because it is like and enjoyed. True po yun. And then, item number 14, let us make this as bonus. Okay, now I repeat, number 14 is bonus. And then item number 15, nature does not have something to do about art. Okay? So, mali po yan. It is false. Okay? Meron po siyang nagagawa. Nature has something to do in the arts. Okay? And then, skip this one. In number 2, skip that one. The questions, how does art involve experience? Paki-skip na rin po yan. And then, why art is a message, why is art message universal? So, skip na rin po yan. I hope that everyone is learning from our discussion, okay, in module number 2. If you have questions, okay, you just let me know. You just chat me, or you just tell your questions or your concerns from our group chat or in our FB groups, okay, so that I can easily attend to what are your needs. Okay, so ano po yung mga kailangan ninyo, what else or what part you did not understand from our discussion. Okay, so thank you very much for listening, and of course for taking the time, sparing time in listening and watching to our discussion. Okay, God bless everyone. I hope that you practice praying. Magpray po tayo palagi para po malayo po tayo sa kapahamakan. Okay, because we believe that when we are near to God, I always do this, when we are near to God, then accidents, okay, or sickness or diseases are away also from us. Okay, so thank you very much. God bless everyone. I'll see you again in our next discussion in module number 3. Okay, hopefully you are already done in answering that module number 3, so that I can discuss the answers, okay, from along our discussion. Okay, that's your assignment, the gawad na manlilikha ng bayan, okay, or yung gamaba, module number 3. Okay, goodbye everyone. God bless.